Christine Riccio. Welcome to my writing vlog. It's July 21st and I have finally received my copy edit, which is like the last draft where you can make any kind of significant changes. You've probably heard me talk about copy edits before. They are the most annoying pest. And it's just because it's very meticulous. The copy editor has to be very meticulous. Like, that's their job. It's very like grammatically meticulous and very factually meticulous. It's gonna be a ride, and I have 10 days to get it done. And in those 10 days, I also have a sponsored reel to get done that I haven't shot yet that I'm supposed to do today. It's gonna be a crazy 10 days. Join me, won't you? So I was up till 3:30 last night because I needed to write the acknowledgements and the dedication. It started to come to me, so I sat down after my 12:30 shower and started writing. I looked up and it was 2:30. I didn't finish the acknowledgements though. I wrote like the beginning, but I finished the dedication, and that's something that I've been mulling over a lot. You want to dedicate the book not just to someone for no reason, you know, you want it to have meaning behind it. So I was mulling over the themes and like what makes sense, because I didn't write this book with a dedication in mind. When I wrote my first book, I knew I was dedicating it to my parents. And then I wrote the second book and I knew I was dedicating it to my siblings. And this book, I was like, what does this book mean to me? And why is it meaningful to dedicate it to like whomever I decided to? Like, no one really reads the dedication. I mean, I read dedications, but a lot of times it's kind of like insider knowledge. You don't know who they're talking about unless it's like their parents or like their siblings or something like that. So anyway, I spent time thinking about it. I figured out who I want to dedicate it to, got that written. It was really like an epiphany moment in the shower, because I was going to like do a more general dedication, because those are always nice, but then I realized through like writing the general dedication in my head that there was actually people that pulled me through similar themes that I should dedicate to instead. So I am, so that's great. I'm supposed to be filming the reel that I was talking about. I've had a very social week, and that has really drained my performing battery and my creative battery. So I'm trying to figure out how to use my time today in a productive way so that hopefully I'll be ready to do that tomorrow. Because I've written a part of that script too, but I haven't finished it because I haven't felt confident in my jokes and ideas that I want to include. I don't want to film a video that I'm not 100,000% happy with the script with yet. Like, it has to click. I have to have that magic moment. As I was working on the last draft, the official third draft, I gave my previous draft to a friend that I always get edits from before the final version of one of my books comes out. They give amazing notes, but I waited too long. Like, I forgot to send it to them earlier. So they were working on notes while I was working on the new draft. So they got me the notes after I handed in a new draft. And I couldn't look at the notes like thoroughly when they gave them to me because I knew I just handed in a new draft and it was gonna drive me crazy that I couldn't change it. So I've been going through those notes to prep to go into the copy edits. There's like a couple things I wanna go in and just punch up a little bit based off of those notes. You kind of never know when you should start getting outside feedback. You have to gauge it while you're in this like anxiety tornado of drafting. When is the right draft to get some feedback on before the final draft? You need to make sure you give yourself enough time to be able to change it, and you can still make changes, and you need to give your writer friend who's going to give you the feedback enough time to read it and give you feedback, you know, because everyone has a life and work to do. And also you want to give them a draft you're happy enough with that you're not going to be embarrassed by them reading it. It's a whole thing, and I always mess it up. Honestly, it's probably draft 2, even though draft 2 is still kind of shitty. My cover art this morning, and I'm so excited. I've just been playing around with it in Photoshop. The font, what about this? What about the, I just want to like be able to tell them exactly what I like best. I thought the font was a little busy, so I've been trying like every font and every color just to make sure I have the optimal font and color. I'm so excited to show it to you. All right. So it's July July 29th. My fourth draft, which is copy edits, is due in 2 days. And I'm really trying to not have a full like anxiety meltdown because I'm only 100 pages in to the 458 page book. Today we're starting fresh. I went out and got a special matcha that I didn't make myself. And I was like, maybe I just need to switch it up because I've been just so tired, and I think I'm tired because I'm so anxious about these things happening in my life. We have 2 days and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna work all through Monday until late in the night. So like 2.5 days right now. I am gonna rock this bitch. I love this book. I'm also going through like some imposter syndrome. It's been a while. It just like zoomed right back in, right in time for my copy edit. Now that it's real, there's a date that it's coming out. There's a cover. Now I'm like, oh God, I hope people like it. It's an up and down. It's not like you hit it and then it's gone forever. You hit it always in your first draft at one point, and then it'll come back. A lot of the time as we're like nearing release, I feel like I've gone through some hard imposter syndrome cycles. You'll roller coaster, you know? So we're in it right now, and I'm trying to remind myself that I love this book so much. So I have to calm the fuck down and just trust. Just trust, because I know when I love something, other people will also love it. Talking yourself through imposter syndrome is so hard. You kind of just have to ride it out, and I think I'm at the end of it because I've been riding it this past week. I stared at my book cover so long that I lost all perspective on it. Like, I thought about it so hard. I went through this whole phase where I was like, I know exactly what I want. I got it in front of me and I was like, okay, I just need this, and this tweaked. And then I got it back and I was like, okay, but what if this doesn't catch the attention? Or what if this was too much? Or what if this was too little? Or what if this? Or like, what if the color should have been this? And then like, I lost my mind. I love the cover, and now I've lost all perspective on it. I'm just like, I don't even know what that is. And I've never talked about this, I think, but the same thing happened with Again But Better, where like I was being so neurotic about it that I lost all perspective. So I remember when I got it, the final cover, I was like, huh. Like, I couldn't be like, woo! Like, I love it. I was like, wow, I don't have any feelings. I've lost it. It was such a weird feeling, and I have it again. You should have seen me when the first time I did the edits on it myself in Photoshop, where I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to change. And I was like, this is it! This is amazing! Look at it! Ah! This is what I do. I like kind of troubleshoot the cover. I'll be like, okay, if I saw this on the shelf, what would I think? If everyone else saw this on the shelf, what would I think? If I closed my eyes and tried to draw it, what would I think? If it was next to this, what would I think? If this is the next, what would I think? Anyway, it's time to get fucking down to fucking business. Fuck. I was rereading the fire scene last night, and it was all great until I got to this one scene and I start questioning everything. I don't know if that was my imposter syndrome, or I don't know if I want to rewrite a little bit of the scene, but it was just a couple sentences that I was like, do I like this? I don't know. What are people gonna think when they read it? It happens every time when I see you. It happens every time when I think of you. I have to put some music on and reread this. I know I already like it a lot because I've already written this, I want to say 10,000 times. I want to say 10,000 times. My hair is clean, y'all. It is clean for the first time in 10 days. Feels amazing and it smells amazing. Bellamy's with the babysitter. So I have the full 3 days to be a statue. An unhealthy writing statue. I'm gonna try to break and take walks so I don't become Barbie and like just fall to the side. I'll see you after I get past the fucking fire scene for the 10 millionth, gazillion, trillionth, bajillionth time. Great news, folks. I made it past the fire scene again. I'm not very far past it yet, but I'm past it. It is 3:39. I had to break and get an acai bowl. Time to dive back in with a renewed sense of vigor. Well, it's 11:06 and I'm on page 207. Doing your copy edits is like trying to drive with someone in the passenger seat that's questioning just like your every move. That's exactly what it's like. You know that feeling of like, that's what copy edits are. This is the copy editor's job, but it doesn't stop doing copy edits from being frustrating just because it ends up like you get so deep in the story that every time a comment comes up, you're like, let me laugh! I knew they were gonna be like this because they're just always there. It's always just like this, especially with the way that I write, like nonsensical words and lots of like weird wordings because I like to just write weird. And I'm just like, this is fine! This is fine! Oh, maybe it's like that for everyone. I have no idea. Also bringing up some words that like I didn't pick up on that we're used to often. So I've been doing a lot of control F-ing. Sometimes she'll mention a word or like I'll realize that there's a word just because of like what she's been mentioning. Or like I'll use a word to replace the word that she said there's a lot. And then like, I'm like, did I use this word? And then I'll control F and I'll find that word. And I'm like, this word's, been a lot of spiraling. I accidentally leaned on my forearms in a weird position while I was reading. Fucked my pec muscle a little bit again. I already had strained it. It was finally starting to feel better. It's only been a week. I just fucked it again. I'm very upset. It sent me back into like a bit of an anxiety spiral. I'm already in one, so I'm not happy. I took a Tylenol because I was in pain. Woe is me doing copy edits with my pec muscle flaring up. Yo, it's July 30th. Tomorrow is technically my due date. You know, chugging along. I've been, oopsies, been at this all day. I'm at the point where my body's starting to hurt and my mind's starting to be like, I'm on chapter 42. If you've read my books, you know I have short chapters, so there's a lot of them. And I'm on page 309 of 469. Making progress, but not quite close to the end yet. And once I get to the end, you know I want to go back and read it all again. I'm not going to be able to read it all again probably, but I'm going to try to read all the parts with anything that I changed. Woo! My back. 7:37, so I don't know what I'm going to do here. I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep going, but I'm going to be up today till tomorrow. And there's nothing else to do about it. Wow, I ate my dinner at 4 o'clock and it's already 7:40. I just feel like I just had dinner. I need a break. How do you take a break when you still have more than 100 pages to go through? I got about 150 pages left. Woo, baby! Woo! I am flustered. I like my chapter titles caps locked. Are they caps locked that again like better? I don't remember. Oh, they're not. There's just so many places where the copy editor has made it like correct grammar. And I'm just like, no correct grammar! Me doing this for comedic reasons. So I'm almost the final act of the book. It's so weird writing characters now in their early 20s because they were born in the early 2000s. My brain just does not math this well. So the character's like, so that makes her this many years old. And they're like, yeah, she's this many years old, but actually she's not. Because I also didn't know when this book took place. I was like, does it take place in 2024 or does it take place in 2025? And then that makes it even more confusing for the ages because it's not 2025 or 2024. And you want to measure age in the years that it is, and then me not being sure if I wanted to make it 2024 or 2025 was fucking my brain up. I decided when I started writing it that it was going to be 2025, but then in one of my drafts I decided, fine, let's make it 2024, this is fucking confusing, whatever. So then I think I based all the years originally off of 2025, but then I had to make it them based off of 2024. Everything's a mess. And like, you know how I am with timelines, I like them to make sense. And all my books take place in the same universe, so like I was jumping through a lot of unnecessary mental hoops because no one I don't think is going to be sitting there like making the timeline of my books and the characters and shit. But I am. Like in my head, I am. So like, oh, but this has to happen in between this time and this time. If this person's this person and this is this. Ugh. I think it makes sense now. It might be off a year. It might all be set for 2025. Better Together technically doesn't have a year attached to it because I did not really want to take place in 2020 because of what was going on in 2020
2020, and that's when I was writing in 2020. So in my head, it might take place in 2019. You're all lost. I know you're lost. You're like, Christine, no one cares about the dates except you. I know. I'm a weird, like, date obsessive girl. I love dates. I remember them. I have like a big timeline in my brain, and like it's how I like mark out my life and how I like learn things. I wasn't always like this. I had a teacher who taught American history, and he made me like this. Before this, I was like, who cares about dates? And then he gave like this impassioned lecture about how dates are important, and I totally was like, you're right. And then from that point on, I'm just like, I need a date for everything. I need to know when everything happened. And I like, rearrange the whole way I think about things. Thank you, Mr. Rihanna. I realized that the word skeptically is appearing way too much for my liking. I have a new Control F list, and skeptically is at the top of it. Echo is weirdly at the top of it. No, it was weird. Peppered kept coming up, and I was like, really? Peppered? Why? And then I was like, looking through my peppereds, and I really like a lot of my peppers. I think I stopped using the word deadpan because I really associate that with Pilot. He did a lot of deadpanning, and then John Green started talking about how he used deadpan too much in Looking for Alaska after I had used it a bunch for Pilot, and then I got really self-conscious about using the word deadpan, even though I think deadpan is hilarious. Like, deadpan comedy really gets me. And so when my characters do something like deadpan, they're like flatly. When there's a note from the copy editor, it's like, how do you watch someone flatly? And I was like, how do you not know? It's deadpan. I might have one deadpan in here, but I haven't found it yet. Skeptically isn't deadpan. Deadpan is like for comedic purposes. Like, you know you're doing it. Do you agree? How do you feel about deadpan? I think used sparingly, deadpan is great and appropriate. I just have already used it a lot, so I'm giving it a break. You gotta let it breathe. Let that deadpan breathe. I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. I'm starting to notice a lot of words that like you just use a lot, and I don't think normal people notice them on a normal read, but it's like driving me crazy today. I'm like, wait, is the word tilt used too much? Is the word eyes used too often? Something that popped into my head today, which is ridiculous because eyes are the windows to the soul. When people are falling in love, there's a lot of eye work going on, and it all really hits. Like, when people's eyes meet or like cut to each other or like dart to each other or they share a look, like, it's all so wonderful. It's all our favorite part. Getting self-conscious about eyes is not what we need right now. It's not it, Christine. Keep moving. I'm out of almond butter. All that's left is the really, like, the bottom that doesn't have any oil in it, so it's all like a solid blob. But like, the solid blob's better than no almond butter in my oatmeal. Like, we want some protein in there. You know who has the best almond butter I've discovered? Costco. It's a way bigger bottle, it lasts way longer, and it's delicious. I don't have a Costco card, so I have to wait for my neighbor to go and then pay her to buy me some. I'm just Ken. I was just like on Twitter the other day looking through memes of Barbie when I realized I'm the weird Barbie. This is why I love Kate McKinnon's Barbie so much. I really felt connected in those moments, and then it wasn't until like a couple days after I saw that film that I realized I'm that. That's me. I love the splits. That's what I would do with all my Barbies. And that's what I do with me whenever I'm doing pictures. I'm the weird Barbie. It's just such an interesting revelation. I am the weird Barbie using random made-up grammar in my book. She made this note about how carousel isn't a verb, and I was like, but I want it to be. I'm gonna go back and put that back in because I really liked that image, and now it's gone. Wow, that's good. I spent a lot of time talking to you, so the fruit really got to cook in there, and I really mixed it, and it's so light and fluffy. Triumph. A triumph in dessert culture. My 10 p.m. writing oatmeal. I just reached the end of the copy edit notes. That last chapter was a doozy. There was a lot of words that she was like, maybe change this one, maybe change this one. And I was like, And now I have to go back up and look at all the shit that I did.
It's 3:50 p.m. Holy shit. 3:50 p.m. on Monday, the day it's due. I stayed up till 5 a.m. and then I was like, I have to sleep. But before that, I got in the shower at 4 and I had like an epiphany in the shower about a scene that I was like, it needs something else. Like it needs a little bit more of this conversation, but I'm not sure how to say this. And then it came to me in the shower and then I was like, oh, but I have to plant this up higher. So I wrote more conversation plant in a different chapter. And then I wrote what I was thinking for this chapter that I was working on. And now I wrote that at 4 a.m. And I was like, this is amazing. I don't know how it's gonna read now. I'm frightened. I think I need headphones. I had my matcha. It's been a long fucking day. So I slept from 5 to 8:30 and then I worked from 8:30 to 9:30 and then I took a 10-minute nap from 9:30 to 9:40. And then I got up and I've been doing this ever since except when I ate lunch. I did a lot of working in here. Oh, this doesn't match at all. I put this on this morning being like, oh, this goes with this. It looks like I'm naked. Like these leggings make it look like nakedness. It's 7:44 p.m. What the fuck? What the fuck? I had dinner and I've been working on this one chapter. I've been working on this one chapter that I had the epiphany about in the shower. You know it. It's like 3 paragraphs, which is a lot to add at this point. And I finally nailed it. I've been rewriting them and rewriting them and rewriting them and rewriting them and trying to figure it out. Trying to unlock it. And I got it. I got it. I nailed it. And that's what I think right now. Hopefully I still think it in the future. She nailed it right now. I did it. Relieved that that's over because I've been working on it for way too long. Now I have to go through the rest of the end and then go back to the beginning and just like reread all those new parts that I wrote. And then I have to finish the acknowledgements. Oh! It's fine. I rewrote the chapter in the middle and I'm happy with that. Well, I have to go back to it. I wrote it for the first time. We'll see if I'm still happy with it when I go back. Woo! I have reached the end. Now I have to go back to the beginning and go through all of that. And then after that, I'll do the acknowledgement. And then after that, I'll be done. Oh, you know what? I should go downstairs. I keep running out of batteries. Like, it just like constantly, it's at 0%. Because the time just goes like this when I'm unplugged. Guys, I cannot believe it's 9:04. Like, I was hoping I was gonna be done by like 4 today. La 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 la. Remember those memes, those troll memes with the tongues? It's like a big giant circle moon head. It was basically a moon with a face. And it had like that circle mouth with the tongue and it was like la 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 la. I love those memes from like 2011. This is the first book where like I'm writing it and I'm getting all these notes like, is a Gen Z gonna understand this reference? And it just makes me feel so old. Like, yes, this is a classic. Excuse me, I am not that much older. Excuse me, I have a brother that's 23. Excuse me. Excuse me. I deleted a random reference I had to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I don't remember writing it, but there's just a random reference to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And the copy editor was like, another reference from the show with its heyday in the 90s. And it's like, excuse me, the 90s are in right now. Excuse me. They're back. Excuse me. This is hip. Let me live. Don't people know Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I also had a Friends reference and she was like, Friends too? Really? Except she didn't say it like that, but in my head I read it like, Friends too, really? I changed it. I made it New Girl. Or wait, no, I made it Avatar: The Last Airbender for you Gen Zs. Are you happy? Are you? Alright, it's not 7. I had to go back to the beginning of this and get all the way to where I started the end and make sure everything's going good. I'm gonna go through the new parts because they're highlighted in a new color, so I'll know where I wrote new shit. The new shit. My dedication is like formatted so weirdly. I just know it's gonna be one of those situations where it's like XOXO 2018 instead of where I wrote XOXO 2018 Christine and Again But Better, and like they just never printed it the right way. They just didn't get it. They just kept moving it around and like trying to make it grammatically correct. And there's no grammatically correct way. It's just a way I made up of signing my name that has the date, because the year version of me, because you change every year. And then this one, it's like, you'll see it when you see it, but like, it's so weirdly formatted, but I think it's cute. And they're gonna be like, what is this, Christine? Or no, they're not even gonna ask, because there's no time. They have to get it printed. So they're gonna just like look at it and be like, and then print it. Because it makes no grammatical sense. Alright, first chapter done. Nothing new in there. I can't wait till I get to the word carousel. Make it carousel again. I'm making this a verb. You're one in a million. Wow. I have a lot of flatlies. Like, I have to control F flatly. I'm gonna look for some synonyms for flatly. Ooh, firmly? This is not what I wanted. Their definition of flatly, the dictionary definition, is completely different from the definition in my head. This is why my editor was like, how can you watch someone flatly? Because I'm using it as flat face, and she's using it as the real definition, which is not that. I made up the definition of flatly. What does saying flatly mean? Conveying a direct, clear idea in a firm way. No! And I'm using it as connecting a clear idea. Conveying a direct, clear idea in a looks like a firm way, but actually you're being ironic. Comedy! Saying something flatly. It's fine to flatly instruct your dog to stop dressing. Oh my god! This is so funny! This is so funny! Okay, sometimes it works. I used it flatly right sometimes, because sometimes it was serious flatly, but sometimes it was like lull flatly, you know? And that's when she didn't get it, because she doesn't know that I'm just making it lull flatly. Alright, oh my god. Oh my god. I think I say look at me go twice in the book, but is that too many times? Is it too many look at me goes? How many look at me goes is too many look at me goes? Ah! Oh, I got to the carousel part! So that you don't even understand too, like, I spelled the word carousel wrong like 100 times. I can't spell the word carousel. And I had a whole tweet ready where I was like, I spelled it wrong. I think I tweeted about carousel, and it was because of this line, and I just was like about to take it out because carousel isn't a verb. Who am I? Someone who follows the rules of grammar? Aha! I don't know why breaking the rules of grammar makes me so happy. Yes, I do. I'm a rebel. What am I saying? Obviously, I know why it makes me happy. I just got to the part where the parts meet, so I've gone through all of it again. The new bits and bobs. And now it's time to do the acknowledgements. The plan is to do that, and then if I have time and I haven't collapsed, I'll have one last go at control Fing. I'm in the final stretch. My camera ran out of battery. You know when you've been up for 2 days straight and you're doing your copy edits and you're finishing them up the day that they're due and you're filming it and your battery dies? That's what happened. I did my control Fs. All right, good. it! I need to save this. Oh my god, it's August 1st? No fucking way. Holy shit, it's August 1st. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so scared. I made some changes and I'm pretty delirious, but I think they're good. Like, I'm pretty confident, but you know how you are when you haven't slept in 2 days, but we gotta just go. We gotta just do it. I'm doing it. We're doing it. It's August 1st and they were due today. Woo! Okay, here we go. I'm gonna press send. Woo! I sent them. Holy shit. Oh man. Oh baby. This is so scary. I'm sending like one of the last copies.
Oh gosh, I've been talking to you in troll all day.
Troll.
It's 12:24 though, so I made like decent.
Did I make decent time? No. I'm a whole entire day late. But like, at least it's not too late into this time.
I had like not much dinner, I feel like. I was too in the zone. I'm gonna go the fuck to sleep.
I'm going to show you the cover soon. This is crazy!
Oh, also, if I get to go on tour for this book, I'd love to know where you are. If you want me to come to your city, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to know so that I can push your city.
That'd be really helpful.
I'm going to see Taylor Swift a week from tomorrow. And my birthday's on Friday.
I'm gonna be old.
Y'all, the thing is, okay, with like newer references, less people know about newer references. It has to be like middle reference. It has to be like year 2012, I guess. I don't know. I have so many references from 2011 though.
It's like my favorite reference year.
This is why my fourth book is an adult book, because I don't want to have to worry about people being like, no one's gonna get that reference. And I'm like, no! Everyone should get it. I'm not that old. And I'm in the zeitgeist. I'm in the computer. I watch the bubbles. I'm there. I'm not like in a chair, never opening the computer.
I was in the shower. I was taking a shower. I realized that I don't know if the new parts are good. I think I have to go look at them again and then maybe send them an email where I'm like, sorry, I accidentally sent you the wrong version, when really I'm just doing another version. I was just thinking about preposterous. No, funny the word is, and I think I'm gonna add it in. It's already in there, and that's what I was thinking about how funny it was. But I need to put it in again, I think. It's hilarious in the context that I'm thinking. Maybe. I don't know. There's this one new paragraph I wrote, and I'm just like, I keep second guessing, like, was it good? It was good, right? Or was it dumb? Was it good, or was it not good? Well, in true me fashion, I went back in and re-edited the entire end section. And it's 2:42 now. It's like 3 a.m. I thought I was gonna be done at a reasonable time to get normal sleep, but it's late now, and I still have to wash my face and get into bed. But I sent it off. We're done now. I sent off a second email being like, please disregard. I did it. I spent on the word preposterous is absolutely preposterous.
A few moments later.
My name is Christine. I'm an author. My first book's A Get Better. Second's Better Together. There it is.
You almost caught me, but I was actually going to tell you the title as I was saying like goodbye, and then I was like, wait a minute, I haven't announced it yet.
You can follow me on Instagram at xteenming, or Twitter, or Threads, or TikTok,
or any of that shit. I'm everywhere, man.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!